Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to dig deep into a development that's sending ripples through global geopolitics, the new military cooperation agreement between Iran and Russia, and the surprising backing Tehran is getting from China and North Korea. What's behind this pact? What are the strategic calculations, and how might it reshape power dynamics in the Middle East and beyond? Let's start with what we know. In January 2025, Iran and Russia signed a treaty on comprehensive strategic partnership, a 20-year agreement that officially took effect in October. The treaty covers wide cooperation across defense, energy, finance, and technology. Importantly, though, it does not include a formal mutual defense guarantee, meaning Russia is not legally bound to come to Iran's aid if Tehran is attacked. Still, the scope of military, technical cooperation, joint drills, and defense coordination shows a deeper alignment between the two powers against common pressures. So, why now? One key driver is the shifting global order since Russia's invasion of Ukraine in 2022. Isolated from the West and under heavy sanctions, Moscow has sought new strategic partners among nations that share similar experiences of Western pressure. Iran, which has long faced American sanctions and diplomatic isolation, sees Russia as both a political and economic lifeline. Tehran brings to the table its long experience navigating sanctions, its growing defense industry, especially in drone and missile technology, and its influence in the Middle East, all of which make it a valuable partner for Moscow. But this Iran-Russia deal doesn't exist in a vacuum. China and North Korea, both already close to Russia, have expressed support for Tehran and the new partnership. In September 2025, China and Russia joined Iran in rejecting attempts by European powers to reimpose sanctions on Tehran. Their coordinated stance demonstrated a growing geopolitical front pushing back against Western influence. Meanwhile, the three nations have been deepening military cooperation through joint naval exercises, arms exchanges, and strategic consultations. Together, they are increasingly seen as a counterbalance to U.S. dominance and the Western-led alliance system. North Korea's involvement adds another layer of complexity. In mid-2024, Pyongyang and Moscow signed their own comprehensive strategic partnership treaty, which included a security clause pledging mutual assistance in the event of external aggression. Analysts see this as part of a broader trend: Russia, China, Iran, and North Korea forming what some are calling a new axis of upheaval, a coalition of nations seeking to challenge U.S. global leadership and reshape international power structures. It's a symbolic and strategic alignment that could signal a major shift in the world order. From Iran's perspective, this deal serves multiple strategic goals. Facing increasing Western pressure, Tehran is looking to diversify its alliances, reduce isolation, and strengthen its security network. Russia brings advanced military technology, diplomatic protection at the United Nations, and a market for Iran's energy exports. At the same time, Iran's expertise in drone and missile technology could benefit Moscow's military operations. Reports suggest that Iranian-made drones and weapon components have already played a role in Russia's battlefield strategies. For Tehran, the partnership offers not only practical benefits but also the political symbolism of standing alongside major powers that oppose U.S. policies. However, this deal also comes with significant risks and limitations. Russia is heavily stretched by the war in Ukraine and may have limited capacity to offer meaningful military assistance to Iran. Moscow has already clarified that its treaty with Tehran does not oblige it to defend Iran militarily. That uncertainty could leave Iran without direct Russian military backing in the event of a conflict. Moreover, by aligning more closely with Russia, Iran risks deeper confrontation with the United States, Israel, and regional rivals such as Saudi Arabia. China's position is more nuanced. While Beijing has expressed political support for Iran and maintains strong economic ties, it has been cautious about becoming too openly involved in military cooperation. Much of China's support remains in the form of trade, infrastructure projects, and diplomatic coordination rather than the transfer of weapons or military technology. China's priority is stability and economic influence, not direct confrontation. This creates an asymmetry in the partnership, where Tehran and Moscow may expect more than Beijing is willing to give. International reaction to these developments has been swift and strong. Western governments have warned that the Iran-Russia Pact, especially with China and North Korea's backing, could destabilize the Middle East and undermine non-proliferation efforts. The renewed push to reimpose sanctions on Iran using the snapback mechanism from the 2015 nuclear agreement has become a major diplomatic flashpoint. Despite opposition from Moscow and Beijing, the sanctions are likely to proceed, further tightening restrictions on Iran's economy and defense industries. Tehran has condemned these measures as unjust and politically motivated, accusing the West of trying to suppress its sovereignty and development. In the Middle East, this alliance is being closely watched and not without alarm. Israel, in particular, views a stronger Iran backed by Russia and China as a direct threat to its national security. Regional powers fear that Iran, feeling emboldened, may expand its support for allied groups across the region, from Lebanon to Yemen. Increased military coordination could also mean more advanced missile systems or drone technologies reaching Iranian proxies, further fueling instability. Looking ahead, several possible scenarios emerge. The first is that this strategic partnership deepens further, extending into new areas like space cooperation, cyber warfare, and advanced drone development. Iran could seek Russian air defense systems and missile technology while offering its own drone expertise in return. China could contribute by supplying dual-use technologies under the guise of civilian projects, further strengthening the bloc. The second scenario is that the alliance remains largely symbolic, a political message rather than a genuine military coalition. Russia's economic struggles, North Korea's isolation, and China's cautious diplomacy may limit the group's ability to act as a unified front. In this case, their cooperation might be confined to coordinated votes in international forums, shared intelligence, and limited arms exchanges. A third possibility is that the West intensifies its countermeasures. We could see tougher sanctions, diplomatic isolation, or even covert operations designed to disrupt the growing coordination among these states. This could push Iran and Russia toward deeper underground cooperation, including cyber attacks, proxy warfare, or technology smuggling to bypass restrictions. Finally, there's the risk of regional spillover. As Iran and its partners grow bolder, tensions in the Middle East could escalate. The Red Sea, Persian Gulf, and Eastern Mediterranean may become flashpoints for naval standoffs, proxy conflicts, or even direct clashes. Any miscalculation could trigger a chain reaction involving multiple powers, dragging the region into greater instability. In conclusion, the Iran-Russia military cooperation deal represents more than a bilateral agreement. It's a symbol of a shifting global order. With China and North Korea's support, it signals the emergence of an alternative bloc challenging Western dominance. Yet, the true impact of this alliance will depend on whether it translates from rhetoric into real, coordinated action. Will it become a transformative force reshaping global geopolitics, or will it remain a temporary marriage of convenience driven by shared isolation? Only time will tell. The stakes are enormous for Iran, for the balance of power across Eurasia, and for the entire global system of alliances. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to like the video, share your thoughts in the comments, and let me know what angle you'd like me to explore next, whether it's the military implications, the regional responses, or the global diplomatic fallout. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.